And it's time once again for Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady. Welcome, mask lovers. And I'm Ocho Cinco. And tonight's episode is brought to you by this word. This word, it's. Okay, you see that word? Let me just talk to you briefly about that word, because a certain amount of every video production and television production is supposed to be devoted to educational content. So here's your educational content. This word, it's. Okay, what this word means is it is. And what we have here is IT''s. What that means is it is. It's what you use when you're talking about something that is something. Like if you're saying, it's a nice mask. It's almost Halloween. It's too warm for him to be burning a candle there. It's a safe bet he got his money's worth out of that candle. That's where you use it's. Because this apostrophe right here, let's get rid of that, okay? That apostrophe takes the place of the letter I. So if you could think of it as some sort of shrinking device, like maybe Dr. Cyclops or Dr. Shrinker would have, the letter I has been molecularly compressed down into a little tiny apostrophe, and it's been crushed into a little fun-sized letter I, basically, which is what the apostrophe is. Okay, so every time you type IT''s, what you're typing is it is. I don't know if you can see, I drew a little letter I right there. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but see, it is what you're saying when you put the apostrophe in there. And I find that people on the Book of Face and other online places like that, they don't usually mean it's. They mean it's like when something belongs to something else or goes with something else, like I like the mask, but I don't care for its paint job, or that sort of thing. A movie and all its history, or all its stars, and all that. You're not saying it is. You wouldn't say, I like the movie, but I don't like it is cast. You're saying, I like the movie, but I don't like its cast, for example. So you would not use an apostrophe there, because every time you type it''s, every time, you're saying it is. So think about that the next time you try to sound, smart, and you want to talk down to everybody on the internet. I mean, you want to impress everybody on the internet. Don't say it is. Don't put an apostrophe in there, because it makes you look dumber than a sack of werewolf toenail clippings, when you do that. So that's it is if it has the apostrophe. ITS, no apostrophe if you're talking about something that goes with something else. And now if you're saying it's about time he got to the mask, that would have the apostrophe in it, because it is about time he got to the mask, which is this week the Phantom of the Opera, a great one from Trick or Treat Studios, sculpted by a crazy man, Justin Mabry, who sculpted a lot of my favorite Trick or Treat Studios pieces. This particular one came out in time for Halloween 2013. It's the Lon Chaney Sr., the classic Phantom of the Opera, based on the 1925 silent movie. And, well, I think it's a great one. It sells for around $60, $65. Now, I heard one collector say, oh, I like the Don Post calendar Phantom better. It's better. Well, okay, maybe it is better in some ways, but it's heavy, thick, heavy quality if you got the one from the 1998-1999 re-release. But let's be fair here. For one thing, the Don Post one cost around $150 when it came out in the 1998-99 season. So, which means that's $150 $1999. This one sells for $60 or $70 $2013, which is when it came out back in 2013. So, it's not exactly the same thing. And it's not as thick, but for what you're paying, you're getting an awesome mask that's a terrific likeness in some ways, and I know there will be repercussions. But in some ways it's better than the Don Post, because now hear me out, the sculpture, okay, looks a little more accurate to me. I love the Don Post Phantom of the Opera. It's one of the classic masks of all time, but it always bothered me a little bit. It looked so very wrinkly and all cracked and networked with wrinkles all over, because in the movie it looks like his skin isn't that he isn't that old, and his skin is sort of like stretched tight, so there aren't many wrinkles at all. This captures the look, I think, better of Lon Chaney Sr. in his makeup than does the classic version from Don Post. So I recommend this one, although, like I said, I love the classic one too. This one, if you want to be the Phantom, you can wear this one. It's more wearable. It does have a slit up the back, which could be, I don't know. I'm not real happy about that, but it needs it because you don't want to have a Phantom of the Opera mask that's so big at the bottom that you can pull it on without a slit, because then it would have to have a big giant neck, and he looked like some big Phantom of the Opera Mardi Gras head, and you don't want that. You want him to look small because he's basically this sort of living skull looking character. Now, if you're not familiar with the character of the Phantom of the Opera, you might be looking at the hair and saying, oh, that's skimpy, that's cheap. Trick or Treat Studios skimped on the hair. They didn't cover. No, it's not supposed to be covered. In the movie, this is what the hair looks like. He's just got a strip of hair across the back of his head, and then he's got two thatches of it on top. Now, this particular copy that I have here, I think this strip down the middle is too wide. I'd like to see the hair a little closer together than that, but that's something that varies a little bit from mask to mask. But the paint job is kind of simple, and I've heard the guy who didn't like it because he liked Don Post better also thought there wasn't enough paint on it. The paint job is kind of simple on it, but that's what it looks like, you know? That's what it looks like in the movie. You don't see a lot of variance because he was plastered and slathered with heavy pancake makeup, so you didn't see a lot of color variance and a lot of detail to it. So this really captures the look of what you see in the movie, and of course it's one of the classic monsters of all time, and I think one of the scariest makeup jobs in movie history, even to this day. This character design, for just being frightening and nightmarish and evil looking, it's hard to beat this. You know, even today, this is, I think, every bit as dramatically powerful as it was in 1925. Although I wasn't there in 1925, so maybe I shouldn't make that claim. But there you go. Phantom of the Opera, Trick or Treat Studios. Snap one up now and wear it for Halloween.